Hello, welcome along to my video log. In this session, what I'd like to chat to you about is the problem with surveys. We all know we use employee engagement surveys on a frequent basis in organisations, and there is an issue with that. The surveys themselves are inherently flawed in a lot of ways. They're still a good way of us collecting information. They can be validated and all the rest. But the problem with it is that, to all intents and purposes, the survey will only ever be a snapshot in time. So we're taking one snapshot of how people feel right now. The nature of surveys is we can't use them that frequently because they limit us in that way. Because we're getting that one snapshot, and we can't rerun the survey too often, or we get our survey fatigue. Well, then we need to think, well, is it getting us the information that we need? How do we build on that information? And then the scope of the survey depends on the questions that's in it. How many questions can you ask before survey fatigue sets in? I remember being in organisations where the annual employee survey came out, and 3,000 strong organisation in this example, and the problem was that everybody wanted to have their questions on the survey. Everybody wanted to have their say, and everybody wanted a question there. So all of a sudden the survey was well exceeding 100 questions. That left it very, very difficult for people to answer. Survey fatigue sets in quicker. It's not always just about running one survey after another or too many surveys in a year. It's too many questions. How long will it be before you're circling in answers just to get through the thing? So that survey fatigue is a problem. Then the survey itself can seem closed because the questions are designed, the survey is designed elsewhere. And if you're an employee in an organisation, you're looking at it thinking, well, that's okay, but there's other things I would like to say. And sometimes the comments below questions are fine. You will pick up quite a lot of good, rich information there, but you may not pick up all that you need to know, and you may be missing key information. And the final big problem with surveys is really there can be a trust issue. And back to that 3,000 strong organisation, 3,000 employees, most of those employees would have told you that nobody was going to listen, that the report would only highlight the positives. It would never highlight the negatives. And you have that trust issue. Maybe those individuals have a trust issue with their immediate line manager, not necessarily the organisation. And all of a sudden that very localised lack of trust is affecting the answers on your survey. So again, that all needs to be brought into consideration. And also when somebody's disengaged, they're thinking about, what about me? Why would I do this survey? But also, what about my individual opinion? Nobody's going to listen to this. So that trust does go back in, but when people are especially highly disengaged, they can be quite self-focused, quite in a self-preservation type mode maybe. So what's the solution to this? Well, there's 4 key things that you can do. We're still going to run the survey. The survey is a good tool. It just has flaws there that we need to be creative to overcome. So the first thing we should do really is look at combining the survey with open tools, with features that allows people to be more not ad hoc, but more spontaneous with when they want to make a suggestion, and not just a suggestion box. That's good, but it's being done as well. So really a frequent communication tool with your employees, that it's not always relying on the survey, where you can ask questions and answer questions, and you allow people to put their suggestions and their comments and their contributions in, allow them to get involved in the organisation. The second one is have an always listening feature. that people feel that they will always be heard. That there's no point giving people a voice. We talk about the employee voice, but there has to be potency with it. We talk about that in leadership all the time. For people to be heard, they have to feel that there's potency in what they say. So therefore they want to feel that what they say is important, will be valued, and will be considered. At least considered. We don't always expect that our opinions are going to be acted on. If they're considered, that's a good start. We can't act on everything. There also has to be some element of recognition and reward for participating. We can't expect people to continue to give us information without some form of recognition. So have that built in, have that there. At E times 2 we believe there's no point in running a survey unless you're going to follow up, unless you're going to continually communicate, continually listen, that you're going to give people the opportunity to contribute anonymously, but also the opportunity, when they choose to do so, to have their name attached to suggestions and answers and contributions that they feel is important, and to have conversations with different people across the organisation, no matter where those people are. They don't have to be in the same building, it doesn't have to be face-to-face or even a telephone. It can be an online conversation around suggestions, around issues, around decisions and problems that individual employee feels, well, something, I have something to say here. So that recognition needs to be in there. They need to feel that, yes, if I do that, I can be seen, I can be heard, I can be valued. The other one is the reward. So build that in. Something small goes a long way, and give people the opportunity to get something back out. And it might just be as simple as a cup of coffee or whatever it might be. Okay? And we've one client loves their donuts. You know who I'm talking about when you're listening to this, but the donuts are going down a storm. And the final part of the solution, and again at E times 2 we believe this absolutely passionately. There is no point in giving people feedback and in running a survey without giving people the tools to do something about it. At E times 2 we build that in alongside our survey. Any of our clients, when they come to us, they get the survey, they get reports. Every individual employee gets feedback. Every line manager gets feedback, personalised to each person. But they also get given the tools to do something about it at their own level. And that's important. Feedback is for action, not just to tell us where we're going wrong. Let them know where they're disengaged, where they're engaged, what's working, what's not working, but then give them the tools to do something with it. And that's something that we believe. I have no hesitation. That's part of our package. It's not an add-on feature. It comes basically as a freebie with everything that we do. That people get training and people get access to people like myself, so they can ask questions and find out the answers, and a lot of social learning as well. And that's all a free add-on alongside our survey tools. It's the only way it works, folks. Okay, so surveys are inherently flawed, but there's easy solutions to overcome that. The surveys are an important tool, so don't throw them out. Keep them there, but give yourself the chance to follow up easily with least effort, least work, least time, but effectively. And that's what we do at E times 2. Okay, so thank you very much for listening in. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll chat in the next one. Thank you very much.